We're in the car.
We're back in
We're,
the car.
we're in the car. We're driving one of Derek's kitties, Bo, to the healer,
Bringing him to the healer.
the allergist veterinarian that I call the healer. Hi, Bo. Say hi. He's quiet.
Surprisingly quiet.
I think he knows.
I think we've got hot air blowing on him, and I think he really likes that.
And we're both in the car. It's like the whole family's here. Well, I guess Ralph. Yeah, the kitty's not here.
Bo's probably fine with that.
Yeah, he's like, my favorite family members are here.
Yeah.
Most specifically, Derek. Yeah, he's cool. Um, so one thing I was thinking about is explaining. Um, I'm really excited about one that we're building. We're like actively figuring out every day how to build a life that is like not on script, right? And then there's like a meta version of it with these recordings, which is I was really excited to um, have a like real life, unedited, unscripted play by play of how we're doing it because I think when we describe sometimes what all the projects we have and what we're trying to do to people, I feel like there's three camps of people. There's like camp one, who are like mega normies. I'm just gonna say that. It's gonna sound mean. Whatever. Um, who are like, that is immature. What you're trying to do is immature. It's like not adulting and it's unrealistic. Um, if you found a good job that pays well, um, what if, who cares if it's boring or like
Yeah.
kills your soul?
That's
That's the rest of us.
that's what life has to offer.
Fuck up. Buck the fuck up, right? You're being ridiculous and unrealistic and like or stupid, an idiot. Okay. Camp one. There's camp two, I think, who is like has this little light in their soul, who's like, I also have always thought and wished for this, to have a more full, whole version of myself in my life and not grind away at a job that kills my soul. I also have always dreamed for this, but I don't think it's realistic for me. Like when they're thinking about it about themselves. And then maybe there's like a third camp, which are like folks who are like, I fucking want this. I just have no idea how to do it.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a fourth camp.
Well, the fourth camp must be people who are
Doing it.
already doing
Doing it. And like every day showing up and doing it
Yeah.
for themselves. And I'm really intrigued about camp 2, 3, and 4 because I believe in the psychology and the science that like what we're surrounded by tells us what we're capable of. There's Bo. Bo,
Oh, yeah. I guess if Bo starts getting angry, we'll just pause.
we'll pause. He has something to say then maybe. Um, yeah, I think what we're surrounded by, and thus who we're surrounded by, predicts a lot of what we think we're capable of and predicts, like it tells us who we are and what we're capable of. And if everyone you have around you, like TV, radio, your friends, your family, i.e. your environment, is like only talking the normie talk, camp one, or fuck, even if it's 60% of what's in your environment is talking camp one, I think that wears away at our soul and it like can hurt. Right, it hurts.
Yeah, there's like really, I think it's really unrealistic that anything can survive with that around for very long.
Yes.
You have to like you're gonna have to like manage those relationships if you start to deviate a little bit because they're not gonna like have it. That's
If you
been my
yeah,
experience.
if you deviate from normie land of like grind away at a job, buck up, at least you're getting paid a good wage, whatever. If you deviate from that, they will
They're gonna,
slap you around a little
yeah, they're
bit.
gonna like bust out the claws for you.
Yeah. So I was really excited that like the idea of documenting the like some version of the day to day of us doing it, um, not per se because we have like the game plan for how to do it perfectly. For sure, we don't. But just so that we can be more, a little element of light to add to someone's environment who may be in camp 2 or 3 or camp 4.
Oh,
Because that's what I crave right now is more voices around me being like,
yeah.
like, yeah, this is normal too. Like, this is super normal and good too. This is good too.
Yeah, I haven't really considered that. Uh,
You might not need it as much as I do.
well, I think I do like generally have a shortage of people trying to do anything like this in my life, but I have a shortage in general. So like, I don't know. I wasn't even thinking about like who might find this helpful. But yeah, somebody might. But it's certainly I find it helpful. So, I-5 South.
Yeah, we're merging to I-5 South. We're going to Hillsboro for the healer.
Yeah.
I think about often what I create. When I think about what to create, I think about what I am hungry or craving myself. So I was thinking about that. So maybe that's a little context about, yeah. So this path, like even a mini version of it when I did in 2022. I had like all the client work I needed. I'm a trainer, coach person. I had all the client work I needed. I was like, sorry, I had more client work than I wanted. So like things are looking good. It's a business that I designed myself, meaning I could redesign it if I wanted to. I was my own boss. Got to talk about leadership, which I really care about, and I got to talk about psychology and neuropsychology, which I really nerd out about. Isn't this the fucking dream? But I wasn't. I was ready for something different, and I felt all the voices in my head being like, the thing that I think, Derek, you're feeling those things now of like, don't leave a good paying job where you have there's certain perks and bonuses to it.
It's like suicide or something. It's just like unfathomable.
Why would you do that? And so instead I gave myself this like permission to do something smaller, which was to take a 3-month sabbatical, to not have any client work and just maybe do some of that intuitive tuning of like fine-tuning what I did want and to craft something different for myself. And I was really excited to be like, I'm on a sabbatical. Twice somebody said, I think, one person was like, oh, that's cool, your work gives you that. And I was like, oh, well, I have my own business, so I had to give it to myself. Which I also am proud of, right? Like, it's not easy. We're actually often our own worst bosses. Like, we run our own businesses. And this person, 2 different people, their response was, I wish I could do that.
Yeah. There's a lot of canned responses you're going to get, I think.
Yeah, and I felt a jab.
Oh, well, yeah.
I felt a jab. like I had feelings
Yeah.
that I had to like go and like journal about.
Uh,
And I think part of that is maybe those folks were in camp too.
they're in camp 1.
Oh,
Yeah, they're like actively like unconsciously working against you, I think. That's my take. I have a pretty like combative attitude about all this. And my opinion is like camp 1's at least half the population. And
possible.
and you should just like forget they exist basically, because otherwise you're just going to be like debating with people forever. I think it's better to just write that whole population off. Anyway,
I
my
may be
language,
less combative.
yeah, my language reveals a lot about my attitude on this.
Well, your language maybe reveals that you had um, like your family of origin was very adamant
You read,
about um,
yeah, that's my opinion.
maybe aggressive
Right, it's like, hey,
about being in camp 1 and wanting you to be in camp 1.
yeah, like you can have this nice opinion about how people are going to treat your ideas until like what is it, the rubber hits the road and you start really facing pushback. And in my opinion, like you might be wise to like start like being prepared to fight or whatever. Like I don't know, I'm just some food for thought.
Yeah, you're not wrong too in that I've mentioned to Derek multiple times that when I finally started reading The Artist's Way, one of the very helpful tips or like lessons she shares that I think the author feels really strongly about is that like in the beginning especially you have to be super careful and strategic and thoughtful to protect, in her case, your creative, nurturing your creative self, which she calls like a baby. It's like this really vulnerable baby because of those people in your life who love you, who care for you, but well-meaning or not, they will shut your ass down and they'll kill your dream. You'll kill the baby.
With haste.
Yeah, quickly.
Like,
they'll put you in your place. Because they can't imagine it for themselves and it makes them super uncomfortable to imagine it, to see it in others or whatever. I don't know, whatever psychology is. So that was really, I think that I hold that a lot. So yeah, that makes sense to me. I want to feel less combative towards Camp 1, only because if I feel combative or like rebellious against something, like I'm fighting against something, it doesn't leave me a lot of energy for folks in Camp 3 and 4.
Yeah.
And for my own like pursuits, because I'm like so fucking up. Like we're so worked up.
I'm with you
About Camp 1, being like, you fuck you, and you fuck you.
I am with you, and I think the best approach with Camp 1 is to just avoid the topic.
Yes.
Just keep everything.
Just change it. Change the topic.
At the most mild level. Don't ever engage. Just keep it, like, leave it alone. Placate. Whatever you gotta do to not spend any energy. That's like my current approach now. So.
Yeah. And I think that's a very, like, is it judo where you often what you learn is to, like,
use their energy?
I guess
I think you must
really. Maybe I'm thinking of the Matrix where Neo like bends backwards to avoid the bullets, and you're just like, oh, "What's up? I didn't even get touched."
There's definitely a martial art that is specifically about like using the other person's momentum and stuff, and I don't know what it is.
Maybe judo.
I think you do it in all of them, but yeah, you were thinking of something else. I don't know what it is.
No, I think that So, so yeah, so I think, I hope this is helpful, or if, I don't know why, I have this hunch or feeling that it's the little moments about how we're doing this that matter more than the big moments, and that's documenting it unedited, um, is actually maybe something helpful for others. Just
Yeah.
hang out with us. Oh, this might be our exit, 69B. Oh yeah, we're in Hillsboro, y'all. And just noting that Bo is being such a champ.
Yeah, he's never been this calm on the way to anywhere while he's in his little container.
I feel like we're holding him in
He
a
might,
different
he
way.
might know.
That we're going to the healer.
I mean,
The healer.
I do think the cats like just know the energy. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
they're good at some things exceptionally that we can't really participate in.
Yeah. Okay. So, also, I had a call with Mimi today, and maybe this was obvious to you. Did someone just honk at us?
I think somebody going right.
Yeah. Um, she pointed out that, so you are giving notice, and she didn't point this out. I'm just saying this for folks listening. You're, I think, giving notice. This is where sorry, tangent. This is where the vet dentist is. That is awesome.
All right, I might be over here again. We'll see.
Cool. Okay, that's fascinating. What serendipity? Bo, we believe also might need some tooth extractions.
He at least needs a cleaning and probably some teeth removed.
Yeah.
He's a
He's a survivor.
yeah.
So his experiences show on his body, and that's okay. Okay, so you're giving notice, and starting the 1st of January, we'll be embarking on this new non-soul-sucking grind
Totally different
life. And then the first week, also, my friend Peter, will be here to like mini prototype some version of an artist residency with us for a week. And so Mimi said, oh, that's really lovely that like new year, like new life is maybe what she said, something like that. I was like, oh, but that's true. How does that feel to you?
To me?
Yeah, that like, does that I don't know why I got excited being like, oh my God, 2024 is literally day one starting.
Yeah.
Right.
My last day is like the 31st, so.
Right.
Yeah, I've never actually done like a hard cutover on a new year, so that'll be whatever. It means, I don't know, I don't really.
I know,
It'll be cool
usually,
that there's a clear date where I changed pages, but
something about it felt maybe validating.
yeah,
Like universe validating, being like, and we begin.
we lined it all up so that your calendar starts over when you make a transition here.
Yeah. What do you imagine that first week being like?
Man, I think I'm gonna be helping around the house, probably clean some stuff. Or I figure I'm gonna be helping around the house, and I'm probably gonna try and pick up some, shifts, volunteer shifts somewhere.
Oh, yeah, volunteering at the kind of soup kitchens
Yeah, just I'll
here.
look around and see what's available if I'm not actually doing it. Sometimes they need some notice, but I just kind of ready to start like moving in that direction. So, and then I don't know. I've done this a couple times, a few times. By this I mean I've just like quit my job with no job lined up. This
Right.
is like maybe a sign that you're just not cut out for your soul sucking job, is that you just keep quitting with no plan because it's just so horrible for you. Just something to think about if you've been doing that. You probably already know if you've been doing that. But so not having I think I really thrive uh when I don't have like a 9 to 5 watchful eye on me. I personally do really well. I know some people like really hate it, but so I don't know. I'm really excited. I'm gonna be doing art. I'll probably be painting and
Painting in the living
in a lot of
room.
ways doing my usual thing. I just have more time. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just planning on kind of actively moving. I don't know. What do you think? What do you think I'm gonna be doing? What are you gonna be doing?
Right. Okay, what I'm going to be doing. One of the things I did today in my morning pages, which I do, I don't know, most days, is what I was doing today was actually starting to write a draft. It felt really good. I was starting to write a draft of almost like residency guidelines because I realized Peter will be here and I should send him soon, almost like a structure or like what to expect, even though we don't know if the way, like, will we have an artist residency? Will it be more like subletting short term to artists that feel more like roomie? Anyway, we don't know, right? Um, but clearly there's this aligned opportunity, to use your word, opportunity to test out some version of someone being with us for a week, to both who's an artist, whose focus is that, who will be working on creative projects, but who also wants like emotional, mental health support integrated into the week. Um, so um, I was like, okay, well, it's what would that look like? So I started drafting almost like here's our agreements. If these all feel really good to you, then you're a good match for the residency. So I like did that, and I would actually want to show them to you and get your thoughts on it because I finished the draft.
Yeah, I think that's a good bet, is like trying to give people a very clear like picture of what the space like I is used for or is like.
Yeah, and what togetherness or like
Right.
what we because one of the things that felt really good to outline was like uh yeah, like we believe that creative work, one, obviously matters, but two, that maybe I should be using I statements, that it requires, for many of us, not all of us, for many of us, it requires um, being in others' company, like togetherness, being in others' company who also have this. Oh, we're here.
Yeah.
We're just gonna have to pause that thought because we have arrived at the healer.
Sure. That took a lot longer
It took a lot
than
longer, and now we're a
planned.
few minutes late.
We're even late, and we left really early.
Yeah.